Hello, Amir. So today I'm going to go over the lab 7 answers that I was able to submit. So essentially, same as before, we had a few preliminary questions, and the basic idea behind the top-down proof procedure is that we search backwards from the query, and the reason why we do that is to check whether we can provide from the knowledge base. And we know that we've completed successful derivation using top-down if we get the answer clause yes with an empty body. Essentially, nothing should be on the right; it should be just yes with a full stop. And example of an admissible heuristic. So as we learned before, for heuristic to be admissible, it must not overestimate the cost. So essentially, the number of atoms in the clause is an example of an admissible heuristic for top-down search. And the reason for this is that it will not overestimate it. And for the second part, we were given a data log where we explained 3 different pathways for a student to be accepted. And there are 3 individuals. So essentially, Sam is the father of Chris, and Chris does qualify for the fourth pathway, which is essentially like a legacy student of sorts. And essentially, over here, we're given the knowledge base, same as before. So there's like a step-by-step procedure. Now, the next part is to show like successful derivation of query accepted Chris. And the reason why this will work is because Chris does again qualify for the legacy student because he is a student of someone who has graduated, and Chris has also submitted a complete application, so that's what we're showing here. It's qualified as Chris, it's a legacy student, and so I'm showing that Sam, his father, is a graduate. Now, when we're doing an AI space, which is the next part, so I'll just open it up over here real quick. And when we head on, so once I enter the knowledge base over here, and if we head on to the solve tab, and if we do reset query, and click so let's hit Chris over here, and if we hit OK, and if we hit auto search, it will show that that's the same thing what we get, essentially because he does satisfy constraints. And yeah, so according to the knowledge base, it is correct. And essentially over here, so we get like an empty body with just yes. And let's say over here, I just pasted the screenshots over here for your kind reference. And essentially, the next part of it is to see for accepted Laura. So essentially, Laura should fail. And the reason for that is because even though she is a returning student, as is mentioned in the data log, she has not. It's there's nothing mentioned about her financial, as in like outstanding fees, and that's the thing. So over here, it says mentioned that she's a returning student and is in good academic standing, which is 2 of 3 requirements. But again, since it doesn't satisfy all 3, it will not work. And let's say if we do that, if we reset query, like it's a query, so if we just hit Laura, and if we do that, and if we hit auto search, we can see that no more paths to search, essentially because it does not satisfy all of the constraints, which is understandable. And yeah, so that's why I pasted screenshots of that, and I'll just post a link for the video over here too. And this lab was great because we've had 2 different types at once. So one that's where it's accepted, one where it's not, and it just gives you a better understanding with how it works, and it really helped me to understand the concepts better. And so yeah, all right, thank you, Amir.